So we just got a new snapshot, but you probably wouldn't know it if you were just checking Minecraft's articles, especially because it's broken right now and we're getting 1.15 articles apparently 4 days ago from November of 2025. Anyways, the most recent one you actually see here is 25W45A, but we're concerned about 25W46A. And since you can't see it here, you might be asking like, well, how did I find it? Thanks to Belgi, we got a video about it today, and he actually linked to the article here. So, with the new snapshot, we also get more unobfuscated code, and that's what we're going to be focusing on. I'm going to slow down a bit, and we're actually going to go through this whole process so you can get the unobfuscated code yourself. Let's go ahead and download the zip file that they provide. We'll save it as is. I'm going to show you two ways to get to the versions folder. So I can do the Windows key and the R key, and then go to %appdata% here. And then we'll see .minecraft and versions. Otherwise, you can go through your installations here in the Minecraft launcher and click on any of these folders, and then go to versions once this pops up. So the next step in the instructions is unpack the folder that we downloaded into the versions folder of our local Minecraft application data folder. Okay, so let's move this over and then bring this here. Since I have the WinRAR application, I can just open this like this, close the first pop-up, bring it over, and then I'll just drag this over. I'm restarting my Minecraft launcher as it says in the directions to start or either restart it. Then we're going to create a new launch installation, select the unobfuscated version. We're not going to start the game right away, but we will download all the files for it. So let's go to installations, new installation. We're just going to call this unobfuscated. And then we can see this here, 25W46A unobfuscated. And we've unchecked this. This is usually checked, I believe. We're not launching after install, we're just installing. Click understand. Now it's waiting on the installation, preparing. So once it's done downloading, you have the option to play it if you want, but we're interested in just the source code. So we'll go to the installations tab, go to our unobfuscated 25W46A, open the installations folder, go to versions, go to unobfuscated, and now we have the jar here. So what I want to do now, we're going to use a tool called jar comp to compare the last release 25W45A to the newest one 25W46A. So I've copied some files over to my documents folder. We're going to run the tool, we're going to compare 25W45A, the old one, to 25W46A, the new one. It'll take a second to load. Now we can sort this by the status. Now we can see what was added, what's been changed, and a little bit further down, we'll even see what was removed. If we go back to these jar files, I've unpacked them into their own respective folders. We're going to open these as two separate IntelliJ projects. So let's start simple. Let's look at something that was removed, the horse screen open packet. But there we go. So we have this in the 25W45A source code, but if I try to search for the same thing over here, we should never get a result. And so we get no results. It just nothing found. So let's look at book view screen. I actually have experience with this from a mod I did recently. So let's look at how it's changed from the old code to the new code. I used a tool online to compare the two decompiled codes, and this is what it found. Around line 155 to 160, 70, we're seeing that they created a variable and then setting the variable two different values and then returning the value. So why doesn't this have a name? This is still an issue from decompiling, I believe. So they might have recompiled with either different optimizations or maybe some new tool. There's not really much to go off of here, but now we do see that there is still, in a sense, an obfuscated name, but this isn't intentionally obfuscated. This is from compilation happening. Which I assume it's some form of optimization. I'm not exactly sure where the performance benefit would be of this, but it is interesting to see, nonetheless, that some things we might not get names for just as a result of decompiling compiled code. So what I want to review are the two biggest changes right here, as far as something being added and something being modified that already existed. So we have client renderer gizmos, drawable gizmo primitives. Now we have a new group class, which is internal to the drawable gizmo primitives. Drawable gizmo primitives, yep, there it is. And then we're looking for class group. No? Private group? Oh, it's a record. Okay. So I pulled that code into this comparison tool, and we can review the changes. Instead of a state switching button, it's now called a cycle button, and it's built in a different fashion. Back in the comparison tool, we see the largest removal was actually of the client-bound horse screen open packet that we were looking at earlier. If we look at the source code, we can go to the server player classes and see the open horse inventory method, where it was actually used originally. And we see it's now been changed to a client-bound mount screen open packet. These are virtually identical. The renaming is really just an implicit thing of we are now using this for mounts. And if we refer back to the video I mentioned earlier from Belgium, you'll see that this is actually for the new Nautilus GUI, which you get a preview of here, and you can see if you play the snapshot. It's very similar to the horse's inventory screen with the saddle and the armor worn by the entity. So we see the Nautilus inventory menu, which is the underlying data of the inventory, and we see the screen, which is displayed to the client. So it's very useful to know what's changed, what's been added, what's been removed. I hope this has been a useful video for you. And make sure to check out everything I mentioned, the video by Belgi as well as this jar comp tool. Very useful. And thanks for watching.